In ancient Israel, a young shepherd named David tended his father's sheep. Meanwhile, the Philistine army gathered for war against Israel. Among them stood Goliath, a towering giant, over 9 feet tall. He wore a bronze helmet and heavy armor, carrying a massive spear. For 40 days, Goliath taunted the Israelite army, challenging them, "Send out a man to fight me. If he wins, we will be your subjects." The Israelites, including King Saul, were terrified by Goliath's size. No one dared to face the fearsome Philistine champion. David, visiting his brothers at the battlefield, heard Goliath's boasts. He was indignant that this uncircumcised Philistine defied God's armies. David declared, "Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies?" His older brother Eliab scorned him, telling him to return to his sheep. But David persisted, and his words were reported to King Saul. Saul sent for David, seeing only a young boy, not a warrior. "You are not able to go out against this Philistine," Saul said. "You are only a boy, and he has been a warrior from his youth." David recounted how he had killed lions and bears protecting his flock. "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the bear," he said, "will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." Saul, seeing David's unwavering faith, finally agreed. "Go, and the Lord be with you," he told the brave young shepherd. Saul tried to dress David in his own armor, a bronze helmet and coat, but David, unaccustomed to the heavy gear, could not walk in it. He removed the armor, preferring his familiar shepherd's attire. Instead, David took his shepherd's staff and chose 5 smooth stones. He placed them in his shepherd's pouch, his only weapons. With his sling in hand, he walked toward Goliath, who approached him. Goliath looked at David with contempt, seeing only a ruddy, handsome boy. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" Goliath sneered. He cursed David by his gods, threatening to feed him to the birds. But David stood firm, his voice clear and strong. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin," David proclaimed, "but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands," David continued, "and I will strike you down and cut off your head. And I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds, so the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear, that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands." As Goliath moved closer to attack, David ran quickly to meet him. He reached into his bag and took out a single stone. He fitted the stone into his sling and whirled it around. With all his might, David hurled the stone toward Goliath. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath squarely on his forehead. The giant warrior staggered, then fell face down to the ground. He lay motionless, defeated by a single, small stone. David ran over to Goliath, taking the giant's own sword. He drew it from its sheath and cut off Goliath's head. When the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they turned and fled. The men of Israel and Judah surged forward with a shout. They pursued the Philistines, routing them completely. David brought Goliath's head to Jerusalem, a symbol of victory. His courage, rooted in faith, had saved his people. This story teaches us that even the biggest challenges can be overcome. With unwavering faith and trust, we can face our own giants. Your giant may look intimidating, but courage anchored in trust can overcome overwhelming odds, just as David defeated Goliath. Faith over fear, always.